This is number 5, shared with Jenny, business plan 5. All right, so on page 34 is the beginning of the 5-year plan. And I broke it down by quarters, and that kind of continued on for almost 3 years, just because I felt like there were different releases along the way. One key thing that's happened during the time since our last talk is that we've kind of like segmented into different products, which we can kind of roll out.
It's the map thing that you needed to get the go-to-market strategy figured out for. And then the other one's like, if you're not going to bring them out for a year, then yes, you want to start figuring that out at some point, but you don't need it.
So the go-to-market strategy should only be for the release of just that first product, or is it supposed to, because we talk about like revenue and it starts talking about brands paying us, which is like 3 years down the track. For the first quarter, we're looking to release an MVP of the map product and to share it with one key crew in our first test market of New York, and then kind of incentivize them with like giveaways to get that regular like face-to-face feedback.
Yeah.
And then over that 3-month period, kind of iterate on that prototype, moving it towards an alpha release.
Yes. So I would almost say that first quarter is purely building the MVP, and even 3 months, honestly, is optimistic for a final MVP.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think like it's optimal to pitch for investment once you have an MVP?
Not necessarily, because depending on the investor you pick, they might have feedback and results. I think it certainly helps if you've got something physically built that you can show them. I mean, you could bring on someone as a CTO and that day you pay them like the minimum amount and they get a percentage of your company, that they get equity as a trade-off. And you really have quite a built-in audience. You want to, the thing with the MVP is because you're beta testing it, you want to take it to market as soon as possible. So this isn't like the MVP is not like what you're going to market with. You don't have to worry so much about the public image of it. You launch it to a very small select group of users.
Okay, so coming back to go-to-market then, does that factor like the national launch or the first official like launch in App Store? That's the go-to-market.
Yeah.
You'll see here, like I've kind of broken it down. The MVP goes to New York, and then we bring in some LA to kind of observe a different landscape. And then there's like an official release, which is for New York and LA only. And it's like the first month is just one crew. And then after that, we push it to a number of other people. So then by quarter 3, we're going to open up a beta to pre-registered skaters in LA. So it's kind of extending it beyond New York to LA to observe that different landscape and kind of get like broader feedback. So by Q4 of year 1, there would be an official release, which is NYC and LA only, as I have it in here.
It's all about geotagging, so maybe you can make it that it only shows locations in New York and LA. So if someone tries to log on in Portland, it's not going to show them anything.
So that launch there for New York and LA, that there would be the first hype video.
Yeah, I would suggest pushing the new product back. You don't want to launch and then so quickly be on to the next thing that you're not really giving those markets your everything.
Right. I think that the video product just augments the map thing. So it creates more value for the user. It happens later.
A lot of our revenue models kind of based on the camera.
They're based on the video. Like I think like one of the key things is allowing brands to own user-generated content, to use it in their advertising or to slap their logo on a montage of stuff that people are filming out of the app.
And we want to tag tricks as well, like with brands. So I'm using like Nike SB skate shoes. So you tag it and then Nike can see where all their shoes are. Like they can see where their things are out of the store. By tagging a brand, you get points for it and you can get discounts on stuff. So there's incentive to tag and then Nike.
So we have analytics, which come off all the usage of all those products. And then we also have advertising.
Mm-hmm. So if you're only starting to make a revenue in year 3, they're going to look at that as being too long.
Okay.
I mean, you could absolutely launch analytics at the start of year 3 because you're going to be gathering data for a full 2 years beforehand. So I would be launching the advertising as soon as you can. Like the swarm functionality is what sets you aside from other people in the market.
I mean, there might be ways that we can work out how we can make money just off the mapping.
You can get local businesses signed up. Because if the swarm technology is working really well, and you can see where people are going, you've got a huge amount of data to show to these advertisers saying, this amount of people are going to be here this time every week, we even know what day they're coming. Think about you could sell it to food trucks, you could get all the local businesses involved.
In international launch, we weren't thinking until year 3. So just kind of make it United States for the first couple of years and prove it in year 3. And then, I mean, there's this commerce thing, maybe that needs to be put up further as well. And then year 5 and beyond is kind of expansion into other markets, into other action sports or wherever we can leverage what we've built. So you feel like need to factor actually building the MVP, let the map product like breathe and let's perfect how that works. Introduce advertising and revenue streams earlier on, as soon as we can, and then push video back because there's a lot of competition with other products that can do that very well right now.
What does it mean? We need to go and match this 5-year plan up against your financial projections, but it's going to cost a whole chunk of money to build a video player.
Right. I think that the video is like, we're pretty reliant on it to make money, and you'll see that when we go into the revenue model.
Yeah.
But I'm also pretty sure that we can build the community up really big just based on the mapping technology.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the core of skating. I've kind of factored that there would be like a number of or one Loke ambassador, which would be someone on payroll who actively talks about this in different social channels and advocates the product. And then there would be influencers, which we don't pay, but we kind of incentivize in other ways, who kind of like advocate for the product and bring people over organically. That's one thing that we haven't factored, that we build our social following on like really established properties. So when they talk about us there, we get first of all followers on our like Instagram Loke account, and then we can try and bring people across from that because they follow us and we can see content says come out and check it out.
Yeah.
This should all go to market strategy, right? Go to market.
Yeah, I mean, I would say social media is the easiest way to build out your lifestyle.
Essentially like 3, 4, 5 years down the track, right?
Yeah.
Like when we do have some video functionality, we can, we can bring over some
e-commerce platform. We don't want to deal with like inventory and all the distribution, all those logistical things. But if we can like piggyback off established e-coms platforms and do 4 to 15%, but we do that at volume. See, that's one thing that we can do before video.
We had this cool stuff with the video though, like okay, you're looking at Nike SB shoes and you can see like who's wearing them, like because people are tagging in the clips, so you can see like 100 clips Nike SBs, and then you can get like instant reviews on them and stuff. Yeah.
Then you would go to someone's profile, be it Andre or be it like some pro skater, and it's like all the gear that they have. Right? It shows their wheels, the trucks, the deck, the t-shirts, the shoes, and you can buy directly from there. Right? But it's just piggybacking off some other e-commerce platform. Yeah, put it as year 4.
Yeah, well, I mean, that takes money. You have to be sure that you're going to pull in enough revenue to offset it.
Just to go back to the 5-year plan, and obviously knowing all of this is designed for an investor to put in some money up front at particular like equity stake. They want to see how you can start making money to keep the business operational and grow so they can get their money out. Yeah. Just with mapping, we did this. Now if we embellish it with video, we can expect that it's like 10 times more powerful.
Yeah.
I think there's so many cool things we can do with video there. But do they know where those do they know where they're wearing their shit? He's wearing these shoes in this part of the country.
One thing that we can do, we build a less expensive tool which allows people to film and then shares to Instagram.
Yeah.
And then we aggregate Instagram content back.
I'm
just thinking now, man, like if we can build the user base and prove enough traction, brands like Nike SB could still advertise without video. You go to a session that says this session at Coleman Skate Park presented by Nike SB. That's an ad without piggybacking off video. You know, Nike SB could say, we want 50 people to go to this spot, and then you get discounts through some other website. That's still like a way that we can do it without video. And I'm only saying this just for the first like couple of years, and then when the video comes out, we make it so much richer. I'm pretty sure if we had the mapping function, the skater had their Instagram account attached and they checked into an area and then they posted something to Instagram, that we could correlate the timestamp and pull that footage back. Because we know that they've checked in recently and we can aggregate that footage back to Loke, but it's on Instagram.
You can aggregate hashtags.
Right.
So if you say tag us in that and then you put anything with that hashtag on,
yeah. The way to get video content without investing in the thing up front.
Traditionally, skaters are being sponsored through word of mouth, or you have to know someone and you have to send a video. But this way, like brands can see many friends they have.
Because no one's going to like the fact that you went to a session, but people will like the video from that session because there will be a feed.
Anytime that they use a hashtag, like your hashtag, you pull it onto their feed. Then you can incentivize them to put those hashtags by offering them sponsorship from brands or payments initially or points or whatever it is.
You get a business subscription.
Yeah, I think they do a business subscription.
Then you get data on like those users. Like, cool.
So just coming out of market opportunity, I think that we'll just re-gear some of this stuff towards mapping first, and then keep some of the bigger ideas in our back pocket, or work out how they can work with. So I think there's 3 overarching buckets. It's users pay us directly, brands pay us, and then we take commissions off transactions. So for users paying us, we want to have this like clout system, right? Using the product, checking into places, discovering new spots, you gain points, and points can be offset against purchases for discounted merchandise or other things. But then people can augment their clout by putting in real world, like a lot of systems.
I like that idea.
So moving on, brands pay for user-generated content. So this is obviously reliant on video on our own platform. I don't know if we'd be able to charge for content that we're generating on Instagram. And the next bucket is like analytics. So brands subscribe to analytics. It's kind of like what you were talking about before with that monthly report on the top most popular spots, most popular skaters. Brands buy reports data. I guess that's the same thing.
Yeah.
And then the final one is we take commissions. So this is kind of like the affiliate stuff. We're not trying to be an e-commerce platform ourselves, but we partner with a couple of major ones. And every time someone clicks the buy button, we take some of that sale. To break it down, so hype videos and then getting advocacy. Download, obviously we need to be on the App Store and Google Play, have like a dedicated marketing website that allows people to get to the app. Acquisition, simple registration, so we allow people to go through Facebook, Twitter, like places they already are. But we also get to leverage their friends and have them invite from there. Retention, this gamification system, so creating this idea of daily habitual use, so trying to keep your points up. Then the commerce, like you can use those clout points towards buying things. Expansion is a retainer in that we're constantly trying to build not only the community of users, but showing more spots.
So it's all about the customer acquisition. Yeah, so this is like the individual.
So what do you put in revenue then? But it sounds like, so just to recap, 5-year plan, factor some time to build the thing, concentrate on mapping, spread it out, and then offset video a little bit. Market opportunity, make that more about the map. Cool, that's it. So,
yeah, thanks.
So we're not ready for financial projections then. Sweet.
Cool.
That's it. Bye.
Bye.